Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are checking out Peaky Blinders. This is season 2, episode 2, and Tommy, he really stepped in it this time, didn't he? We're going to have to see what he can figure out because Tommy's good, but London's a whole different story.
Yeah, we saw Tommy get worked over pretty good at the end of last episode, so I'm ready, willing, and able to see what kind of deal he's going to cut with Campbell.
He's missing a tooth, too. And we don't know what happened with Ada either. So that was a completely unexpected turn, but we saw the boys get into some mayhem, and things have a way of coming back around in that world. So this should be interesting.
What? Who knows what's going to... Well, you do.
Well,
you do.
You know.
You do.
We don't.
But I don't know what's
do.
going to happen here. It's fantastic so far. Love every minute of it. You know, some say Tommy has luck. And I'm one of them. Let's go! Oh, picking right up.
Don't reproach me.
Oh,
Look at that. Oh, okay, we're getting
Don't.
Ada. Oh, come on, dude. They did not.
See that final one?
Mm-hmm. Oh! Here we go.
okay, so at least...
We went with Tommy for Peaky Blinders.
Oh!
It's not Shelby!
Well, at least somebody made the save.
Oh, SA didn't get any worse.
Right.
You guys caught that last credit, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I was looking at you.
Okay.
I missed it.
I'm hearing the King's
Yes.
orders. I'm afraid I must insist.
Oh, jeez, his face.
You paid extra for daylight. Racketeering business must be booming.
Booming.
That sound of that cane.
Mm-hmm.
At the cooperative stables in Montague Street, there was a murder. A man named Duggan. Oxfordshire Constabulary found his body in a shallow grave.
I need to piss. Nurse.
We carried out the murder of Mr. Duggan.
Oh. By the way,
Oh my God, his face.
Grace. She went to New York. Place called Keepsake. She's married now.
Wow.
Under my microscope for some weeks now, I've been observing every move you make, and that is why I was on hand to save your life.
I imagine being shot by a woman hurts the same as being shot by a man. Just a bit more shameful. When I got shot, they gave me a medal. No medal for you, I bet.
No. I'm just...
Our reunion is part of a very carefully worked out plan, which has been in place for some time now.
Every time you need that stick, I bet you see her face.
And as a result of the information in my possession, I can charge you with murder at any time. From this moment forward,
Ooh.
you belong to me. So get well quickly. I'll be in touch the moment I hear you can piss standing up, and then I'll send you your instructions.
Oh!
Ooh.
So IRA and Campbell. Man, Tommy is in deep.
Girlie, you left the gate open.
No. I looked, I pinched myself when I did it.
Get that stuff under cover.
Hey. Who goes there?
Did he escape?
Did he get out of the hospital?
I'm assuming so.
Golly,
Oh,
Yeah.
I know you put on the legs and I go line.
Are you mad,
Oh, yellow stuff. Go on.
wants the horse medicine?
I need to get on a boat to London.
Yeah, the stuff you put in the leg. He said.
You discharged yourself. He's sitting knocking at Johnny.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Get the black powder, Curly. Go on. Get black powder.
You're paying
What
for
is
a
he
bloody
doing?
hospital and you're using witchcraft.
And do the old Rambo.
London would take 4 days.
That'll do. Can you spare Curly? He'll be my doctor.
May God help you.
Tea and whiskey will have you running around like a cult.
I'll get him aboard.
If I sleep all the way, it's coming in town ready to work. What business do you have in Camden Town, Tommy? Tell Polly she's in charge while I'm away. But I'll come back. Tell her she's in charge for good.
Well, I bet you Aunt Paul would be flipping knowing that he got out of there, but I do understand that with that line that he delivered.
Oh, yeah. Sitting duck.
Yeah.
This world to the man disappears in the ether.
God, the pain this man must
Just
be in
wakes
right
up to smoke a heater.
Nice 4-day boat trip.
I can tell you, bruised/broken ribs are no fun. I wouldn't be
No
getting up
picnic.
for smoke breaks and coffee.
Where are we?
Heathrow. One more day and we'll be there. You're almost there too, Tommy.
This guy.
Oh, it would.
Good old Curly.
He's happy that Tommy's still alive.
I think he's feeling useful. Oh, just look at the way he's doing that.
Yeah, my ribs hurt real bad.
I like that because you walk a little more bowed.
Yeah.
You know, that's calm down.
Wait a minute. That's
that-
Tom Hardy. It's got to be Tom Hardy. You could tell by his voice. Sounds like Bane.
Mate, he's only little.
Ah, Tommy!
You guys missed the credits.
Yep.
Well, I
We
was,
saw
told
it.
you, I was
Yeah.
looking at you when I was talking.
Did you know we bake over 10,000 loaves a week? Can you believe it? We bake the white bread, we bake the brown bread, bake all sorts. You like to try some?
All right.
But what would you like, brown or white?
Try the brown.
Brown, right.
Jeez. Please tell me Tommy Hardy makes a lot of appearances in this series.
Doesn't much look like bread to me.
Not bad, not bad. Fucking awful, that's.
I came here to discuss business with you, Mr. Solomons.
Well, that was for fun and fucking in it, so. Whiskey. That is business.
Let's talk first, mate.
Just everything he does.
Mr. Sabini uses policemen all the time. That's why he's winning the war in London. And you are losing it.
Wait over till it's over, mate. I once carried out my own personal form of stigmata on an Italian. I pushed his face up against the trench and shoved a 6-inch nail up his fucking nose, and I hammered it home with a duckboard. It was fucking biblical, mate.
Sounds like
Don't come
Butcher
in
when
here,
he
sit
says
there
biblical like
in
that.
my chair and tell me that I'm losing my war to a fucking wop.
That war was a long time ago. You need to be more realistic.
Realistic, yeah?
Well, if you weren't losing the war, then you wouldn't send me the telegram.
Really? You forget your fucking telegram. Your telegram just said hello. You want to sell me something. What?
We joined forces.
Cough.
Straight and to the point.
Ridiculous.
Mr. Solomons.
It sounds like he's talking himself into it.
You say Mr. Sabini is running all your bookies off your courses, and he's closing down premises that take your rum, and people don't trust your protection anymore.
You're the bloke who shot Billy Kimball, right?
Right here.
You fucking betrayed him, mate. So it'd be entirely appropriate to do what I'm thinking in my head to you right now.
Oh,
Oh,
I can
no.
offer you 100 good men, all with weapons, and a new relationship with the police.
Intelligence.
His mannerisms.
He's the best.
Oh, I love Tom Hardy.
They say that I shot you already, right? In the fucking face. And the bullet goes bone, mush, bone cabinet over there. Which is a shame, innit? Because that cabinet's fucked now and I got to get shot of it. I cut that cabinet in half tonight. I do. I just cut the cabinet. I cut.
What a great little detail at that right time there.
Ida.
How the fuck did you find...
Polly showed me the letter. Look, you think you're safe because you move flat, but you're not. Polly thinks the same.
When will you understand? I just want you all out of my life.
Ada, look at us. Right?
Paul Rudd is what
Look at
went
us.
through my head.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Take it. Where you're living now is right in the edge of Sabini's territory, and all the coppers around there work for him. I've got a lot of money coming in that I can't put through the banks. My accountant says the best thing is to buy property for cash and put in the name of a family member.
A house.
It's all yours. 4 stories, 8 bedrooms.
Oh, Jesus.
Kitchen, scullery, rooms for a maid, if your political conscience will allow. At least go and have a look, eh?
Like, I get her point, but it's like, you're never going to be safe.
Yeah.
Just because you say you're not a Shelby anymore doesn't
matter.
Yeah.
She's always going to be leverage against Tommy.
And they
Everyone
always,
knows her as a Shelby.
Yep.
Just because she
Everybody
doesn't feel that way.
And everybody
doesn't
knows
mean
Tommy.
These guys do.
Everybody knows Tommy and Arthur, and then will do anything for her.
The police are here.
Tell them to wipe their feet.
You know, they introduced us to this villain or antagonist pretty strong.
Yeah.
Like, how does it get topped?
Well, we're
in
going
the
to
next
see how
couple
much
seasons?
control over the police he has.
What exactly do you want us to do, Mr. Sabini?
You bring dog shit in here on your shoes. Check, have a look.
Oh, boy.
He's not joking.
Something isn't right.
Mr. Sabini, we'll do everything we can to deal with this man.
Deal? Did you say do a deal?
It's not what he wanted to hear.
Not what he wanted.
Mondo until you've been got that.
No, you're being ridiculous.
Somebody's sat you down. Somebody's sat you down and talked to you.
Mr. Sabini.
We should go.
See, I sat down with the fuck.
Mr. Sabini.
Jesus.
Over me and over him. Okay, so now you follow Shelby. You follow him and you finish it.
Gave us a little more depth of
he is,
how loose cannon this dude
he's
is.
Oh,
unhinged.
Very loose cannon, but on top of things, and to me, the complete opposite of Kimber. Like not an nincompoop like Kimber was. Just a little crazy.
Well, you got to be prepared.
Well, yeah, she always has it on her.
When do you get back?
Didn't want to miss your birthday, Paul. Back to work.
How do you know it's my birthday? Nobody ever knows.
Ah, it's different this year. John, Finn, bring the car around.
Where are we going?
Unwrap your birthday present.
Buy her a house too.
Well, so a good couple months went by.
Maybe show her the house that Ada is in.
I do like the simple time showing of his, his health.
Yeah.
So a good couple weeks have went by. Here's our new properties.
You said you were going to buy Ada a house.
Yep, that's right, I did. Just had a bit of cash left over.
A bit.
This is yours. Because you deserve it.
Wow.
Wow.
What would I do with all these rooms?
Well, you could relax, for one. Come here at weekends.
There's a garden, eh? You love gardens? You can grow roses, Paul.
She's gonna take it though.
Have people round. They can have a sing-song, eh?
Trying to the bloody neighbours.
Trying to push her into retirement.
Yeah, that's what I think she's gonna be thinking about it.
Well, come on, Paul.
She's gonna think it's them pushing her like out of the business.
But she's not, because Tommy said she'd be in charge.
Yeah, but they want to be like, no, you deserve
Why don't
this.
you take the boys outside? Wipe out the car.
I know you haven't been happy for a while.
Kind of smoking her new house right away.
Well, it was lighting up in the hospital, so I think it's pretty much anything goes there.
Esme's all right, you know.
She's got a good heart. She told me what it is would make you happy.
Oh,
I've spoken to our contacts in the police. They have contacts in the council, and they have contacts with the people who keep the parish records.
Oh, boy.
He's going to find
records of adoptions and of confidential forced removals. And with your permission, I'd like to grease a few palms and take a look at the records they never showed you.
With your permission, though, Paul.
Yeah, that's what I said last time. He's got to have the pull to be able to get this done.
Find your son and daughter, and I'm going to bring them home. That's what this house is for.
Oh, what a moment.
All right.
Your family home where they belong.
Oh, shit. Well, you got to imagine the kids are probably, well, I shouldn't say. They may have been raised by other parents or raised in foster, but if they were raised by other parents, it might not be.
We're moving up, Paul.
Oh, she looks so conflicted with everything, just doing an amazing job of acting there.
Well, she's always been trying to stay strong, even in those kind of moments, too. That was a hell of a moment, guys. Tommy, especially whatever happened to Tommy and Ada, and now that kind of
Ada
news.
and Carl in the house.
Well, look at this compared to that place that her and Freddie were staying in.
Yeah, they were just in a one room.
Oh, yeah, she was laying in bed looking at him in the tub.
Silence at last. And it belongs to us.
Yeah. Mommy, I had some cakes.
What's in there?
Whatever we want to have in there, that's what's in there.
God, it's so cool. The way the slow-mo with the flame.
Is this one directed by Michael Bay? Or?
Whose ever idea was like, let's mix newer rock music in with these scenes. Just brilliant.
They did keep a lot of things more modern.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Well, there's a lot coming in and a lot going out.
As long as there's more coming in, we're all right.
This came for you today. It's all the way from America, New York.
Oh, imagine that.
Oh.
And the decorators doing the garrison weren't paying. Arthur forgot and pulled a gun when they asked.
We need to put an advert in the mail. Garrison, grand reopening.
Oh, and you said that there's a letter. I had to go today, special delivery. Wrote it in the diary. Well, you can just tell me and I'll write it down. I've learnt shorthand.
Dear Mr. Churchill.
Oh, boy.
Is your pencil broken?
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, I thought
messing with her.
I've been approached by an agent of the Crown to carry out a task as yet unspecified. His name is Major Campbell, and I believe he reports to you.
Going over his head.
I decided to make direct contact with you
I
to
mean,
make sure that certain things are clearly understood.
Lovely.
Mr. Churchill, you should know that I am a former British. Look at my war record, you will see that I fought bravely at Verdun, and that was Somme. Also, you will see that my actions... I know that you resigned your ministerial position and the safety of an office to go and fight on the front line with the men. I read that you fought bravely, Mr. Churchill. Therefore, I hope I will be treated in any dealings we have with a degree of respect, soldier to soldier.
They got a whole audience.
And my sacrifice in service of my country will no doubt once again be great. Yours sincerely, Thomas Shelby. Hands up in this room, those who are at the Somme.
Oh boy.
Those who are
Not
at the Battle of
Campbell.
Verdun.
So we're literally getting a glimpse of he kept soldiers with him.
Shelby was a tunneler. His demand is rather amusing. He has asked that the Colonial Office grant him an Empire export. Specifically a license covering India, Malay Peninsula, Canada, and Russia. He plans to transport certain manufactured goods from Birmingham to the Poplar Docks.
And you plan to agree to this demand?
Dear God. Major Campbell. To carry out an assassination on behalf of the Crown, once more risking his life. These demands, by comparison, are slight and easily met with a few quiet words over lunch with the appropriate ministers.
Sir, with the greatest respect. As a murdering, cutthroat, mongrel gangster.
And yet, the tunnels were dug beneath our feet to silence the guns pointed at our heads.
Oh.
Get Thomas Shelby's details from Campbell.
I can't believe it.
Temporary.
Temporary.
Just until the deed is done. Agreed, Major Campbell.
Proceed as discussed. Agreed, sir.
I love this guy playing Churchill.
He's really going to attempt to take out Tommy.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Who does Tommy got to take out, though?
Yeah. For the crown.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Sabini and it's a twofer.
Well, could be somebody bigger in the IRA.
Hey, pass the ball.
This. Oh, do you think?
Come on.
Is this the kids? Or one of them, maybe.
Starving. You want anything for lunch?
You'll be on in a minute. In you go. Go in and wash your hands, boy.
Well, there's two boys. Her kids were a boy,
Yeah,
and a
boy and
girl,
girl.
so we could have been split up.
Who are you?
I'm from Birmingham Council, Baldsley Parish.
No one wrote to me. What you want?
I'd like to talk about your son, about Henry. Aye, come in.
Oh.
The truth is, he was taken from his mother without her permission.
Henry, go back inside, please.
Who are you?
Please, Henry, come on.
Your real name is Michael Gray.
Oh.
Wants to see you. Her address is on the back of his card. She just wants to talk.
Come on, I'll get you something to eat. Come on, Henry.
And the wheels are set in motion.
How much is Thomas Shelby paying you in bribes per week?
Ooh.
Actually, I already know. £2 a week, £8 a month, plus extras for specific favors. When I left, you were an honest man, and now you're on the Peaky Blinders payroll.
Because you did that to him. Because you're
Shelby thinks you work for him, but in truth, you work for me. And I will use you mercilessly.
Fuck.
Wow.
If I was him, no.
That was
It's
kind of a
game
one
of
up.
chess. Just a game of chess.
Oh, I wonder if Aunt Paul knows about Arthur's
Henry?
little incident. She has
or
to.
Arthur's.
I see some hope in those eyes.
Yeah.
Is this the
She
documents?
gonna give the go ahead, the permission?
Even though we already went and talked to Henry. Oh.
Only these are the files for Michael and Anna Gray. She can see when it's white and when it's black.
No.
Oh.
What you saw in your dreams was right. Your daughter is dead.
Oh my God.
She was right.
Michael is alive.
Yep.
He's in England. The woman that he calls mother will never let him come in.
Just tell me where he is, Tommy.
Oh.
If you go there, and you get mad, and she gets mad, and she calls the police, they will never let you anywhere near him. That's what'll happen, Paul.
You just tell me where he is, Thomas.
Oh my God. What?
She means it.
She doesn't care.
If you shoot me, you'll never know.
Oh, I gotta fix that, he's thinking.
Yeah.
Well, with the money he's been throwing around, that's
chump
nothing. Change to fix.
Yeah, he bought 2 houses.
I didn't mean the ceiling. I meant between Paul and him, not the ceiling.
It made it sound like
I meant the ceiling. I'm thinking
because you're like, there's another thing I
drop
gotta
a comment
fix.
if you've seen Above the Law with Steven Seagal. You could have hit somebody upstairs. Landed body upstairs.
No, I mean, he's got to fix Arthur. Now he's got to fix Paul. Everybody's a mess.
If you haven't seen Above the Law, you're welcome.
Anybody seen Richie?
All right? Here we are, the bastard side passes.
Yeah? Arthur, Tokyo. It's fuel for races, eh? You've seen its outdoors after a race? Oh, yeah. Grand openings of race days only, brother.
Go easy on it.
Well, that was pure code.
Yep.
So Tommy gave him.
Yeah.
That's
Tokyo.
where he got it from.
In fade to black, right? Nope. Okay.
Not yet.
He's in the back room.
More to come.
No,
What is going to happen now?
Has he opened the letter yet?
Yeah, the
from
letter
New
from
York.
Grace.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
You were
He put it away right away. So I'm wondering if this is the moment he's going to do it.
You were thinking about Steven Seagal instead.
Yeah, it is. See.
So
Quinn and I on the page.
So he says. Oh, he's gonna burn it. He's not even gonna read it.
Please read it. Don't burn it. Don't tease the crowd like this. No!
Yep.
Read it! Bravo, though. Oh, boy.
Ooh, she looks like she's been in the ringer, too, tonight. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, Ada. And Carl.
Carl can't have the whiskey yet. Oh, no.
Hello, Ada.
And there goes Paul.
Oh, yeah, she
Like
is.
that.
She seems like she's
think
done
I?
with Tommy for a while.
It's very,
Gold?
yeah. So what do you want me to say to her?
Just talk to her. No one can get through to her. Tell her I had no choice. Appreciate this.
Well, you were wondering how he's going to fix it.
Yep.
He personally is not, but hopefully Ada does.
Don't want conversation. I want an address. Till I have that, I've got anything to say. No, it's a party.
Yes. Oh.
Who's been there, huh?
Excuse me. Would you care to dance?
It'd be my pleasure.
He's like, why did she have to pick me? A Shelby asked me to dance.
I got a feeling this is gonna end bad.
Tommy had a hell of a night, too.
Okay.
That was,
Tommy had
it was,
himself a little party,
it was a grand opening.
Well.
Oh, he needs it again.
Why do you think?
Nope, never mind. No, I would.
You thought maybe he was going for some more
his pipe.
Tokyo?
I thought he was going for his old pipe.
Yeah, he doesn't do the Tokyo.
Yeah.
I wasn't so sure.
Well, so we've seen anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing calms me down like Excel spreadsheets.
Well, he's trying
That's
to
what
get
you need.
more information.
That's what you need the morning after a long night of partying.
I mean, all the Shelbys are trying to find some distraction off of the seriousness of just juggling life right now.
Excuse me.
I don't like how this scene's going.
I'm looking for someone called Elizabeth Gray.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's
I thought she
him.
lived here at number 17. I came last night, but there was nobody here.
All the stories.
Yep.
And now oh, no.
Now he's seeing her.
I think she might be my mother.
Oh my God.
And that's how he sees her.
The first time.
After
And that's how
everything
every
Mrs.
story
Johnson
is heard.
said.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, what a way to end it. Woo! Right away, yeah, you guys missing the credits. It said, as you were looking at me, it said, and Tom Hardy. And Quinn and I elbowed
got
each
the
other for
Iggy.
that one.
We knew what time it was going to be, but wow, what
That was awesome. I was
this
happy to see you aboard Peaky Blinders.
This episode was so much about, aside from the story, we'll get to that and where everybody is and what's happening. You guys watched it, but the one-on-one acting that they had in this episode in particular was incredible. I could go back and watch this episode even if I didn't know what was going on. Just show somebody this episode as an example of the amazing one-on-one acting. We had Tom Hardy and Cillian Murphy right away in the beginning. That was just outstanding. Tom just bringing his A game like he always does with the way the conversation was going. You weren't quite sure, was he serious, was he not, and just that was phenomenal. I can't wait to see more of Alfie throughout the seasons, and I hope he's here for many a season. No spoilers on that, of course. And then we had the intense scene with Arthur and Tommy in the room, and Tommy's just like had it up to here with everything. He's stressed to the max. He's got Campbell breathing down him. Now, he did send the letter to try to get around Campbell right to Churchill, which sounds like it's going to work temporarily. But that scene was just intense. I mean, those actors, they just went for it. I mean, they were, as we say in the wrestling business, they were being pretty snug in that scene. They were really grabbing a hold of each other, and it was intense. That was awesome. But the whole idea where Tommy's like, look, I've had enough. What, I got to treat you like a kid? You're supposed to be somebody I can lean on and depend on. So it's like, whatever it takes, a little Tokyo to make it happen. I need you to be that guy. So that was incredible. Of course, the scene with Campbell and Moss, our guy Moss, he came around to the Shelby way of doing things, and Campbell's certainly not too happy about that. But a great one-on-one back and forth with them, despite Campbell's choice of sandwiches, which is absolutely disgusting. But other than that, just a great scene. Yeah.
Opinions vary.
Other than that, just a great scene and so many storylines getting set up with each one of these interactions. And that's the thing. Aside from the great acting, all these interactions have set our stories on so many different paths. And of course, we had the scene with Tommy and Aunt Paul where she drew the piece out of her Bible, I think that was, maybe, or some book. And Tommy's like, look, that's why I can't tell you. You'll go down there, make a scene, and all the things that Mrs. Johnson, I forget her first name, we'll just call her Mrs. Johnson, told her son about the mother with Henry, or I guess...
Well, it was Michael. I think it was Michael Henry. Or no, Michael Johnson, but
his real name, yeah. So anyhow, but he shows up, sees Aunt Paul, looking, like a night of partying, walking home in the morning, and there she is, and that's so out of character for Aunt Paul. The one time she did it, the one time she let it rip, it's going to cost her potentially. So that was something else. Like I said, I love how everything was setting something up. Sabini's a total maniac. He's out there out of his mind throwing bottles at the cops that he has on the payroll. That was another great scene. And I just love how we had the first episode of the season, which just set everything off, gave us the big reveal, and now all these seeds are being planted with the different dialogues, and it seems like this story is just going to spider web out in so many directions. I cannot wait for it.
Yeah, to jump on Sabini, I don't know if it'll make the cut, but it seems like he's the complete opposite of Kimber. When we were watching Kimber, we all knew the accountant was the one making the shots, and this guy, Kimber seems like a numbskull, versus Sabini, where it looks like he's on top of everything. He's got eyes and ears everywhere. I mean, he had someone looking in that knew that, that Tommy went and saw Elfie, or Tom Hardy, and so he knew someone was there. He knew someone of the coppers. I mean, it was just, he's on top of everything. And then how you mentioned Moss and Campbell. Now I think that Moss went to, like, he was railing on him for going to the Peaky Blinders. It's like, well, don't you remember the speech he gave you? He looked to you to bring justice and everything and be the right side of the law when you came in. And then you were just as dirty, if not dirtier, than the Peaky Blinders. Yeah. So, Campbell, it was your fault that he went to the Peaky Blinders, because he saw them that, for whatever the Peaky Blinders were, he knew that they would take care of him and would never ask him to do anything that was unruly and unjust, maybe in his eyes.
Yeah, just don't be there.
Exactly. And then, great job by the actor that plays Arthur in this one. Again, now we figured out he's still unstable from the war, and so Tommy's like trying to tell him, dude, same thing. I was there too. You got to shut the door on it, but to be fair, though, look what it does to Tommy. He can't sleep. He needed the opium for how long. He would always wonder if he'd ever wake up to see the sunlight and not bullets, I believe is what he said. And it wasn't until the night with Grace that he was able to actually have a good night sleep on it. So that was that. I mean, so you kind of see both things, but Diamond Dave touched on it, the sound design where the rage was through the fire and everything else. That scene was so well done. And then what else? Paul, she wants everything and would do anything to get, her children back. And unfortunately for her daughter, the dream was right. But then, she will do anything, including almost taking out Tommy to go and see her son. And he shows up, and unfortunately the wrong time. She's like, night of partying, everything that was said about her
looks true.
The quote unquote walk of shame that she was taking home, and there was the son waiting for him. But another great episode. We had some levity with Churchill again, basically calling out Campbell that hey, everyone in this room was in the trenches, not you, and so we're gonna grant him this. Now we still got to take him out. We still got to use him. But I like this guy for right now, That's what I like about
right
it.
by him doing this time.
Yep, this time. So another great episode as always, and even Finn getting a little more screen time with after the Arthur fight, and then going and talking to Arthur and showing him a little bit of Tokyo. So that was that's nice to see him getting a little more screen time, because he's been doing a great job.
I did like the little bit they gave to Curly too, and kind of his comedic way. That's
what I was gonna say too, for the levity, because he just seems like he's so happy to be there. And I don't even talk about Curly. I'm talking about Ian Peck, the person playing Curly. He's just so excited to be on set playing this character.
Yeah, this episode was really, really good. So many just really cool shots and moments. Of course, Diamond Dave brought up when they decided to cut the screaming and just you heard the fire. Those couple of shots, those tight shots after Arthur had the Tokyo and just was walking. I mean, what a 180. Here he was. I'm not going out to this till the fact that they had the camera shaking, looked like a little bit of a fisheye lens on it.
Well, it looked like it was the body cam where they had that wrap around.
I love
with
that they do
sticking
that.
out front.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a really, really cool shot. I mean, so we got that. I mean, that scene with Tom Hardy. I mean, look, there's a reason that he's one of the guys that I would say for the most part is just universally loved by most people as just being a great actor. And he's one of these guys that just every role, he's going to play that role. And then you watch, you're like, well, he nailed it. Grand slam. Just his mannerisms, just everything about him. Look, and I missed it in the credits. So when he was walking away, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, yep. That's Tom Hardy. I would have definitely. You knew I missed it because you knew I would have popped if I had seen it. But so that was awesome. This game of chess between Campbell and Thomas is getting really interesting. Campbell's working with Churchill. Shelby messages Churchill. Churchill says give him what he wants temporarily, but who knows how that's going to play out. So that was really cool. Then, of course, we got the emotional side of things with Aunt Paul in the sun. I will say on the bright side of that whole situation, like I thought for a half a second, she didn't know who that was, right? I thought for a half a second he was going to say, never mind.
That's what I thought.
Walk
too.
away.
Yeah.
So I thought he was going to walk away. Instead, he picks up the key and opens, and he's giving her a chance. I thought, who's looking? Because, look, Shelby's got a lot of people out there looking for him.
Yep.
So I thought maybe he was going to walk away, and then if she leaves, then she was going to have to go to town. He came, and I didn't know who it was. Yeah, blew it. So
damn it, on Paul.
That was pretty wild, but all around just a phenomenal episode. I'm not sure if my Steven Seagal references are going to make the cut, but
when we rip on them, they will.
We had some fun with that, but yeah, this one was great. They didn't spend a whole ton of time on Thomas's recovery or whatever. We saw him in the scene, and then a little bit of a time jump. I know with this being only a 6-episode season, there really wasn't, Mason Quinn, you talked about this in season 1, really wasn't a lot of fat to trim off any of these episodes.
Nope.
I mean, there are no filler episodes, and it feels like every scene, every bit of dialogue, everything has its purpose, and that really rang true with this particular episode as well. The writing is phenomenal, and just another incredible episode. And they end. That's the other thing. They're ending with stuff every time. It takes me back to, and no spoilers other than cliffhangers. It takes me back to watching Lost, where like the end of every episode, you're like, oh my god, what time is it? Well, I really don't have a choice. You got to watch the next.
I gotta stay up and watch it. That's tomorrow me's problem.
Yep. Let us know. Did these all drop at one time? It was
no, it was BBC.
It was BBC.
BBC.
Netflix got
picked
the
it
rights.
up. Yeah.
So to my understanding from some of the folks, it sounded like it was a weekly.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
And then waiting
Absolutely
seasons
brutal.
too.
But the fun thing with that is, and I remember people that I worked with talking about Lost from week. Did you see Lost last night? If you didn't see it, you felt like you were on the outside of the cool kids club. Well, I didn't get to see it. Okay, well, we're not going to talk in front of you because that's just in case.
All right, let's go over here.
We're going to go over here. But I have to imagine like that's what the whatever day after it aired, everybody showed up. Did you see last night's episode? Oh, incredible.
Yeah, I feel like you need a $5 after this one if you are emotionally invested into it. If you're not and things are kind of taking you out, it was kind of probably a whatever to you. But for me, I'm emotionally invested because the story with Aunt Paul is very intriguing with how we get the story told to us about Anna. She had the dream, and then we had I can't remember the wife's name that came out in the last episode and said yes, thank you, and said, hey, they're just fooling you, and then it felt like, okay, we're all right, we're good.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Tommy said something about the black and white folder, the symbolism there, shout out Ash, that came out with that, I was like, oh man, I was really hoping we were going to be wrong because we all kind of thought that. I was really hoping that they'd be like, we can't find her, and that's why it was black instead, of course, black with the symbolism of death there. And then the lengths that Aunt Paul is going, which is showing her desperation now for anything to just get what seems like a glimpse of her kids. And obviously she wants to talk to them, but I thought they did an interesting take on how desperate she is and how dire the situation is for her by trying to do that to Tommy. And the patience that Tommy had, which is good because obviously he loves Aunt Paul, and obviously he wasn't going to do anything to Aunt Paul, but I would have been in the same boat, like, all right, go ahead, pull it. you're not going to get any information then, that's for sure.
Well, that's the first time we've seen Aunt Paul kind of lose it. She's always been the one holding everything together, and now she's just totally.
Now we get
apart.
to see her vulnerability.
Yep.
I feel like we're slowly getting to each character at a most low vulnerable state so far, only to see the rise of them. And then, of course, the ending with her son showing up. I actually didn't think that right away. Of him just saying, never mind. My thought was like he's definitely cruising immediately through his head, like he's putting it together. 2 + 2, she had a night kind of thing. And then that to me was he's going to hold strong judgment of the other mom saying what she said to Tommy, to us, right?
Yep.
So I'm curious to see how that dialogue between those two are going to go as we progress. Hopefully he is really giving her a chance and not keeping that judgment right away. But of course, he probably wants to protect himself too a little bit, so he's probably going to have a little wall up, which is fair, because you told something your whole life and then you show up and that happens.
Well, right. He was raised by somebody else. Obviously, they did a good job. He looks like a well put together young man, looking good. Whatever.
For now, for what we see.
Yeah,
right?
for what we see now, and now Aunt Paul can't expect yes, you're his birth mother, but
yeah, she can't expect him.
You can't expect him to just all of a sudden, oh hey mom, love you, because he was raised by somebody else for so long.
And really quick, I love that she spun the globe to seek out Australia. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, it was a nice touch. And then Arthur, I'm hoping there's some, and I got to assume we're going to get a payoff, because I feel like the journey that we've been taking on with him, it wasn't totally thrown in, but we were just kind of dropped in. Here's where Arthur's currently at, guys.
Yeah.
There was no and with 6 episodes, I feel that's probably more appropriate, right? Because there's really no time for what they've shown us so far to build to this low point. We just kind of got dropped in, and I'm pretty sure that obviously the main thing was to trip him there was the father, because we saw how that turned out and how Tommy was saying don't trust him. They kind of gave us a quick dialogue of some past events, so I'm intrigued now. It seems like that death right there was kind of just slowly, quietly brushed under the rug.
Oh, what did they say? 7 or 8 of them he's done?
6 or 7, I thought.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, 6 or 7.
I think they were referencing
outburst.
His outburst, not how many people.
Yeah, I feel like this is the first death.
Well, the last episode, remember the trainer said they had to take him out in 2 buckets.
Yeah. So who knows?
Okay, so then there we go. Never mind. So I'm curious to see how, now that they introduced Tokyo, how that's going to be for Arthur.
Only for race day.
Only for race day.
Every day's
Grand
race
opening.
day.
Yeah, that's
Every
what
day's
happens.
race day.
My
But,
turn every day's race day.
Yeah, and then of course the journey now back with Campbell. Campbell. That is going to be interesting now too. Loved how Thomas took the initiative. I'm just going to talk to Churchill right away. But again, we're playing that 3D chess of who's going to stab who in the back first, who's going to break potential agreements. I feel like Churchill, and again, I don't know any of the past stuff, so I'm going to start looking some of that stuff up now after season 2 here, just because I'm kind of curious, because I don't want to get totally spoiled. I just want to stay here. But I feel like Churchill, you could probably trust. Campbell, not so much. So I'm looking forward to seeing how, when their agreement is off, how those two are going to deal with each other, because Thomas was still taking shots during his bed rest and he didn't care. But and I love the time jumps too, with the healing of Tommy. And then of course Ada getting her home. I had to spend money. I mean, these episodes are so packed.
Yeah, and I liked how Alfie brought that up. Weren't you want to be in business with me, huh? Weren't you in business with Billy Kimber and then you shot him?
Yeah.
So that's
the thing
done.
is they can always do that, and they can always just point right to that and being untrustworthy. Well, what about the others?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I do want to say I loved Tom Hardy being in this. I feel like with his caliber, him going to a show, hopefully there's more episodes, but if this was the only one, awesome job seeing him in here. I love how on TV it feels like you can kind of come in, whether it's a one-off or just a couple spots, where they're allowed to, hey, try this, but then I want you doing your own thing, and let's see what kind of works. That's what it felt like here, where they just basically said, hey, Tom, here's the lines, but just do whatever you want for this character.
Do it in your way. Yeah, it worked.
What another great episode. This series is awesome. So, for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. No apologies to Steven Seagal. And we'll catch you on the next episode, pals.
Oh, man.